I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Right.
Fucking thing sucks.
In 5, 4, 3.
Anyone claiming that America's economy is in decline is peddling fiction.
I've abandoned free market principles to save the free market system.
But we have to pass the bill so that you can find out what is in it.
Raising the debt ceilings does not increase our debt. It does not somehow promote profligacy.
I know words. I have the best words. Nobody knows the system better than me, which is why I alone can fix it.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Welcome back to the Peddling Fiction Podcast. I'm your host, the voice and soul of so-called fiction, Johnny Profita. And that over there, as always, of course, is Justin Hillbilly Boy Campbell. What's up?
Oh, nothing too much. I meant to lead in with something, and I forgot to mention it. I don't think we made a big enough deal about Taylor Swift getting engaged to Travis Kelce the other day. So since we did not do it justice, we're going to let a professional reporter from CBS do it for us.
Taylor Swift is engaged. Taylor Swift is engaged. Taylor Swift is engaged. Come back to me. She just posted it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, it's huge. The ring is ginormous. This is so exciting. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It's on her Instagram. It's on her Instagram. It's on her Instagram. Oh my God. 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 I feel like Paul Revere right now. This is a very exciting moment for me in my professional career because I get to announce that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are engaged. As you're talking to Joe Lang, our lovely producer, Gabby Ake, texted me and said, Taylor Swift's engaged, and you can see it right there on her social media. She put it up in that post that they got engaged with the caption, your English teacher and your gym teacher are getting married, with a little dynamite sign there. So very exciting here that we get to break that and tell you about that.
All right, Swifties for life. I have a feeling, though, based on his prior statements, the president will not be having a Taylor Swift wedding in the ballroom. Hopefully that can shift and change. We can have some world peace, right? Olivia Rinaldi, thank you so much.
Reed, I volunteer to cover it in case you need.
Okay.
I'll be there to cover it.
Thank you for the sacrifice, Olivia. We appreciate you, my friend.
And this is your CBS White House correspondent.
Dude, that was like...
Come back to me. The come back to me is like they're she's off, and now she's telling them to come back so she can make the announcement that Taylor Swift's engaged. Like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
I don't know. I saw a couple other. I saw dudes having like breakdowns or reactions over this. That was like everything that you hate in a woman on display. Like, oh my God, I can't even. Oh my God, the ring is huge. It's on her Instagram. You ever wanted to reach through your computer screen more and slap somebody? You have the guy fucking freaking out. Oh, I might have it.
But just the face that you. Oh my God! Like,
yeah, why? I just don't understand the obsession with Taylor Swift and like her getting engaged. Like, okay, who cares? I couldn't care any less.
Her mouth went into that position way too naturally. Just throwing it out there.
But like, yeah, could you imagine a reporter, and I use that term loosely, getting that excited about any sort of story that is meaningful to the world?
I feel like Paul Revere right now.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. What a disconnect with fucking. Yeah. I mean, maybe people that are watching that channel really give a shit about Taylor Swift getting engaged. I think it happened like after we wrapped on the last, right after we wrapped, or maybe it was during the show. We just didn't see it.
It was as we were winding down. I think Jim mentioned it, and we said something very briefly about it and just kind of glossed over it. Like,
oh, did we? Okay. Yeah. That is, couldn't care any less. I guess good, happy for the two of them. Oh yeah, we did talk a little bit about that. I don't get it. I don't see it. I don't see like even like her music. I don't get the attraction to her. I don't get the obsession with her. I don't get it from a male perspective. I don't get it from a female perspective. I mean, I guess kind of like a teenage girl perspective I could see. These are grown ass people.
She had some decent songs when she first came on the scene that were catchy and had a good beat to them, and like they were the like earworm kind of songs that would like stick with you if you heard them. But I can't tell you anything that she's made in the last 10 years that like I don't know.
That would justify her being a fucking billionaire.
Yeah, and then it's the media circus and like, oh, my aunt took my cousin's daughter, so her granddaughter, to a Taylor Swift concert and like took video and pictures and stuff, and like holy fucking shit, the like preteen to teenage girls at this thing are just like rabid monsters. It's fucking insane. Like I mean, and I guess that's the music she makes is for those types, and if anything, it just further proves that we have been right all along, that the 19th Amendment was a mistake and they should not be allowed to vote.
Yeah. Well, I guess it's it puts to bed a lot of those conspiracy theories, or does it that this is all just like a fake relationship for ratings or something? I forget exactly what the justification was.
Yeah, I guess. And I mean, somebody was saying, or you've seen the memes and stuff, like Taylor Swift has a chance to do the funniest thing. Like if her and Travis Kelce crank out 2 or 3 kids, then it could set off a whole generation of females thinking that they need to get married and settle down and have kids and stuff, and reverse course on the whole birth rate decline that we've been seeing.
Yeah. Could she? We'll see. We'll see if this changes her messaging or her outlook on things. Doubtful.
Yeah.
But all right. Anyway, that's enough Taylor Swift.
Enough Taylor Swift. Let's follow up on one other story that we've been covering. Cracker Barrel.
Yes.
Made a big announcement. We thank our guests for sharing your voices and love for Cracker Barrel. We said we would listen, and we have. Our new logo is going away, and our old timer will remain. At Cracker Barrel, it's always been and always will be about serving up delicious food, warm welcomes, and the kind of country hospitality that feels like family. As a proud American institution, our 70,000 hardworking employees look forward to welcoming you to our table soon. So they have reverse course on the rebrand, or the new logo. They're going to keep the original logo. There's also more follow-up on this. That was like, there was a pretty decent sized portion of the very vocal minority that were, I don't know how much of a minority it was. I think it was like 60% of people polled said they did not like the new logo. But anyway, there was a pretty significant portion of the people mad about the logo that when Cracker Barrel made this announcement, they said, cool, that's step 1. Step 2 is stop doing all the woke stuff. Stop with the DEI stuff. Stop with funding LGBTQ pride parades for children. Like, stop with all that stuff. And within the last 24 hours or so, Cracker Barrel put out another statement, and all of that stuff, like all of the DEI and all of the pride stuff, has been removed from their website. Somebody freaked the fuck out. And
well, I just sent you this. I came across this like 2 minutes before we started the show. I guess the 93-year-old founder of Cracker Barrel did like an interview. I don't know if we want to play that. I have no idea what he said. Probably he wasn't happy with whatever the hell they were doing. So I didn't know they were doing DEI stuff. It's refreshing to get such a quick reaction. Yeah, go ahead and play this. See what he says.
Rolled out the other day.
Oh, that's crazy. That's nothing. That's a bland nothing. It's pitiful.
Do you think she knows the story of Cracker Barrel?
I don't think so. I heard she was at Taco Bell, but what's Taco Bell know about Cracker Barrel and country food? And the food is something that to need to work on. Spending $700 million to do that is all I've been doing. Not just throwing money out the street.
$700 million on the rebrand, huh? Wow.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah. She's still employed? Still gainfully employed over there?
At least for the time being. At least for the time being.
That's got to be absolutely fucking humiliating, dude. To have your big fucking project blow up in your face like that, and have to do an immediate about face.
I mean, it's less than a week, and they have already just like reverse course on everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I was joking on Twitter. It's like, look at the fucking reaction, the immediate reaction you can get from a private fucking company, as opposed to the government and representatives that are supposedly there to represent the will of the people. You think you could ever get a government policy reversed like that quickly?
We've watched them double down and continue to make them even worse as they watch the whole thing blow up in their face and be wildly
or just admit, be like, hey, sorry, we got this one wrong. Wouldn't that be refreshing to hear politicians say that? Oh yeah, so we hear you. We fucked this up. We'll go back. We'll go back. Keep going to Cracker Barrel. Keep going. Keep supporting us. But what do you think the difference is there?
I mean,
what do you think? One's a voluntary relationship where they need to please the customer, and the other one they got you by the balls.
Bud Light, Target, Jaguar, Cracker Barrel. It's not rocket science. It's the entire gaming industry. Like, whenever you understanding your target demographic should be pretty fucking easy, and then making things that appeal to your target demographic should be pretty fucking easy. Like, I don't understand why these companies continue to pander and chase people who are outside of their typical demographic, thinking they're going to bring new people in. These people don't like you. They're not coming anywhere.
Right. It's not like you're going to get the... It's like, again, dude, I don't know why you would hire a CEO that has nothing in common with your business or your target audience. I think that old man kind of makes a good point. He's like, yeah, she came from Taco Bell. Okay. Yeah. Taco Bell did like a huge rebrand that kind of made it appeal to youth. I mean, it was always kind of a youth thing, but they made it a little hipper and whatever. Okay. That works because young people are looking for hipper, newer, revamped sort of things. Down home country cooking, nostalgic type stuff, that's not going to be them. That's going to be those kids 30 years from now when they're like, oh yeah, I used to go to this place as a kid. I want to take my kid there, and I want it to be exactly the way it was when I was a fucking kid. I don't want it to look different. I don't want the menu to be different. I want it to be the way it was because I liked it the way it was, and I want to pass that on to the next generation. It's a really fucking basic, it's amazing how simple it is and how often it gets fucked up. It really is like that chick has no business being in that role. Well, and somebody in the room needs a fucking, It
was like that with the Bud Light thing. Remember they had the interviews with the chick that rolled out the we need to try to appeal to this other crowd and do all of these things. And it's like, do you even understand who you're selling your beer to? Like, have you ever, like, do you even drink Bud Light? Do you know what it is? Like, you're not appealing to some highbrow, hoity-toity members of society. This is straight up piss water that you're selling to frat boys and rednecks. Like, that's your target demographic.
So it's not like I understand they want to acquire new customers, but you're not gonna. If you haven't already acquired that sector with what you've been doing, and what you've been doing has been working, you're not going to get them. You're not going to get them. So you have to figure out a way to get a larger portion of your customer base to buy it more frequently or something like that.
All right. Speaking of potential rebrands, I think I got your next short opportunity. Hooters CEO says no more butt cheeks hanging out. Announces major rebranding going to a family-friendly environment.
Yeah, this okay. Again, dude, I don't know. What are you fucking thinking? What are you thinking? No more butt cheeks hanging out. What's literally the only time I think I've been to Hooters in my life was there was like a friend of a friend would always have like an NCAA party there, like the first afternoon of games, and like we would leave work early and go over there, and I would go there because it was like a thing. It was the only time I've ever been to fucking Hooters. It's not like a family. Like, I wouldn't take my kids there. It's for like fucking guys that want to watch sports and look at good looking broads, like serve them some food, wings, fries, whatever. Can you short Hooters? Who's the parent company of Hooters? They did the thing where they were like trying to promote like fat chicks working at Hooters. And of course the one I went to was like in the city of Chicago. So you had all these like fucking, I don't know, trashy chicks working there that were like, fuck. There was always a pregnant chick. It was not the greatest experience, but like, if there was like a good looking waitress or something there and she's got her ass hanging out, a lot of guys like that. Why would you want to do away with that? It would be like that there's like the ones with the kilt where they wear the kilts or whatever. It's like the same kind of thing, but like with an Irish or like a Scottish theme to it. You're selling fucking sexy chicks and food. You're not putting like you don't want to turn these chicks into nuns and have them bring you wings. You want them in little skimpy outfits. That's the whole fucking brand. It's the whole brand.
What is the Scottish one?
Tilted kilts.
Yeah, the tilted kilt. There was one down the road from where I worked when I lived up in New Jersey, and so I would go there for lunch sometimes. But then there was like a legitimate Irish pub also right down the road. So like I'd go to Tilted Kilt for lunch, but then in the evenings for like music and actual good food and like to hang out at the bar and talk to people, then I'd go to the legit Irish pub.
Yeah, and I mean, dude, I don't know if you're gonna take the family somewhere for wings and for like wouldn't you go to like Buffalo Wild Wings or something like that? Not Hooter, like that would just be like an awkward, especially if you got a daughter or something like that. You're gonna bring your daughter. Like, why is it called Hooters, Daddy? It's like,
well, it's like in that market, because this is kind of the same thing that Cracker Barrel is going to run up against and is currently running up against. That market is so saturated. There are so many chain restaurants that do the same fucking thing. Like you were saying, I mean, Buffalo Wild Wings, Applebee's, like they're all effectively the same. They've all got a bar. They've all got the relatively same food. That I've worked at a number of different ones between college and just having like jobs here and there. it's all pretty much the same. If you know how to run a kitchen in one of them, you know how to run a kitchen in every fucking one of them. They have to have something that sets them apart and makes them different. Otherwise, you just fall into which generic, bar food with TVs on the walls do we want to go to today? And if you don't offer something that's actually like going to be like, oh, we should go there because then nobody fucking cares. It's why a lot of these restaurants are failing and flailing and having trouble and trying to rebrand and do stuff is because they don't do anything to differentiate themselves from the rest of the pack. And now their rebrand is to try to become more generic and like Cracker Barrel getting rid of the thing that makes Cracker Barrel is like, okay, at that point you're just Logan's. Like and even Logan's has a Logan's Roadhouse has a better atmosphere than a Cracker Barrel if you whitewash the entire Cracker Barrel and take away all the ambience of the place.
I don't even know what Logan's is.
See,
there you go.
There are so many of them that you don't even know what half of them are. Like you hear a name of some of these restaurants. We have a bunch of them around here, and there are ones that like if we're out and need to go somewhere to eat for lunch or whatever, there are ones that Stephanie and I prefer because they have certain things that either she likes or that I like that set them apart from all the other generic ones. But if we're like out with the kids and just need somewhere that's super generic because all our kids are going to eat is fucking chicken wings anyway or chicken strips anyway, then you just pick one of the generic ones that's quick and easy and in and out. And it's like that you have to have something that sets you apart that actually brings people in the door. Otherwise, you're just one of dozens of these restaurants that are interchangeable.
Yeah, well, aren't they wearing leggings too at Hooters? So their ass isn't literally hanging out. They just have shorts over the leggings. I don't know. Seems like a bad idea to me. Let's watch how we'll follow that to see how that plays out. Let's get rid of a lot of the sex appeal of Hooters.
I looked it up. Hooters is a privately owned, not publicly traded company. So
yeah, I figured. I'm just. It's amazing to me just how bad people are at their jobs. And I have no experience in this field whatsoever, but it just seems like common sense kind of shit. And how this gets a stamp of approval at like the highest levels of these companies is just. I think they're just that. The only explanation I can come with is people are just afraid to be like, no, that's a retarded idea. That's a retarded idea. Not doing that.
Apparently, with the Cracker Barrel one, there was one of their board members told them every step of the way, this is a bad idea. This is going to blow up in your face. You should not be doing this. And they just ignored him and went with it anyway.
I bet he's taking a nice fucking victory lap.
I bet.
Oh, man. Yeah, I mean, but again, it's like, yeah, it's not hard to fucking see this shit coming from a mile away. Anyway, I don't know where we want to go next. We do. Well, you want to talk about the Minnesota shooting?
I was going to say, I think probably the most obvious spot to go is to the shooting that happened this week.
Speaking of rebrands, let's talk about trannies trying to rebrand themselves.
Man, instead of them taking their own lives, now they're taking other lives. Kind of like it the original way better.
Yeah, that's well, that was one of the points I saw.
Now, Johnny, are you sure this was a tranny? Because according to Rosie O'Donnell, this is a white Republican MAGA person.
So about the Minnesota shooting, and it brought me right back to Columbine in 1999 when I just could not get it through my head that students in America were shooting each other in schools. And this was a church inside a Catholic school. And what do you know, it was a white guy, Republican, MAGA person. What do you know?
I know that seems to be incorrect.
It was,
and again, dude, this has almost no relation to Columbine whatsoever. This was like a 23-year-old trans who went and killed like 8 and 10-year-olds while they were at church at a Catholic school that he didn't attend, right? He never went to that school. She never went to that school.
It never went to that.
I know it's very important that we get the pronouns of the fucking psychotic killer correctly. Did you see that motherfucker? Was it Jake Tapper? Did I send that to you?
No, fuck Jake Tapper.
Dude, hang on. Let's because we want to get the identity of this this killer correct. We don't want to offend anybody. Hang on. Do I have it? Yes.
I got it.
Here it is. You got
I've
it.
got
Okay.
it.
Because Rosie O'Donnell's wrong.
Puzzle as to who the shooter was. The Minneapolis Star Tribune says, according to court records, because there's been some confusion about what the shooter's name was.
Yes.
Robin Westman's mother applied to change her child's name in 2019. It was at one point Robert Paul Westman.
Correct.
But since she identifies as a female and wants her name to reflect that identification, was underage, it's now Robin Westman.
Yeah. It's very important we get the pronouns of the piece of shit correctly. Wouldn't want to offend anybody else in the trans community lest they go and shoot up a bunch more poor innocent fucking kids, dude. I don't even know where I want to start.
Well, and that was. I guess I should have scrolled a little bit further and found the full clip. That was in response to the guest was talking about the manifesto that they found from the shooter and referred to the shooter as Robert Westman. And then Jake Tapper's like, well, hold on. We got to get the name right and the pronouns right.
You gotta get the pronoun. And there was another clip too. I don't think it was Tap. It was like some other, corporate press talking head where they spent 30 seconds correcting somebody because we don't want to misgender. We don't want to misgender the fucking lunatics, these delusional, deranged lunatics, do we? Because, that's just the worst thing you can possibly do. I'm sorry, dude. This is like, I know I saw some people would be like, oh, everyone's like jumping to conclusions to make it political, like whichever side of the aisle you're on, like you're going to, the left wants to make it immediately about guns and the right wants to make it immediately about trans. This is becoming a disturbing pattern of behavior. How many trans shooters have we had now in the last couple of years? It's a handful of them, right?
Yeah. I think almost 10, maybe 8.
And it's always like they're going after little kids again. It's not like they're going after their peers. They're always going after like kids that are 10, 15 years younger than them.
And there's always questionable, odd circumstances around it. Like, for instance, this kid had a bunch of Ukrainian writing on his weapons and stuff. And also the journal, the manifesto, had a bunch of Ukrainian writing. There was also some satanic church type stuff in the manifesto. The father of this kid or this guy has worked for the CIA for the last 30 years.
Seriously?
Had a bunch of anti-Jewish stuff on the written on his weapons and stuff, and yet walked past a synagogue on his way to the Catholic Church. It's like, okay, just so we're all on the same page. If a white nationalist, white supremacist type is going to shoot up a place, it's not going to be a Catholic church. Just throwing that out there.
Correct.
That's probably the last place that it would be, honestly.
Yeah, and so I've definitely seen some people say that this is this is some sort of psyop. It does seem awfully convenient that they have all of this all of this stuff on him already, and it all kind of fits nicely into a narrative. But I don't know. I mean, it all kind of makes sense too. It's a narrative that tracks for the most part. Like the trans community they are fucking psychotic, delusional people. They are losing the culture war. I think the last couple of years has been a complete repudiation of them. That's why he had like "fuck Donald Trump" or "kill Donald Trump" written on one of his magazines or something like that. Again, dude, anybody that writes on their guns, I think, is a great indicator that they're a fucking psychotic killer that probably needs to be put away. But it's like it kind of makes sense. I mean, they go after kids. They've been targeting children. And all sorts of way, with the tranny story hours and all that shit. Obviously they think that they're very anti-Christian, anti-God kind of. I don't know. Maybe they think God like screwed up when they they put them in the wrong body or something. So they hate God for that. There was a lot of. Did you have anything from the Washington Post? They were quoting some stuff from the manifesto where he was like lamenting the fact that he got brainwashed into transitioning.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Dude, I'm pretty sure it was the Washington Post. See if you can find that. I was hoping you would have that. But yeah, he's like, oh man, I only keep my hair, like my long hair is like the last vestige of my like transition or something, and I only keep it because like I'm worried that if I make like drastic changes, they'll catch on to me, or like they'll realize that I'm up to something. He was like he literally, I believe he literally said like I regret this transition, but to kind of admit that he like fucked up would be so embarrassing. Which I understand. But if you're not embarrassed to like walk around pretending to be a woman, to admit a couple years later that you changed your mind, I don't know. A humiliating defeat or something. He said it in a way that was just like, oh yeah. And then he's like, yeah, I regret like being brainwashed and doing all this. Like he's the other videos that he played, like he had a couple of videos up on his YouTube channel that got taken down. And you can clearly tell that he's psychotic, dude. Like these people are fucking psychotic. Clearly, you have to be psychotic to want to shoot up a bunch of people, but you also like you're walking around. You're a woman trapped in a man's body or something. Like, yeah, you're delusional. Maybe we should stop feeding these delusions. Stop lionizing these people and treat it as a mental disorder the way it was treated for time immemorial up until recently. It's just, I mean, how many more times does something like this have to happen before it's like, okay, now like this is starting to become a like a stereotype. Yeah, tired of being trans. Wish I was never. Yeah. I don't know if there's any quotes in there that you can read directly, or if that's a video we can play, but sounded like he was probably just a confused, like unhappy teenage kid. And instead, and with all these cries for help, these are just cries for fucking help and attention and things like that. And his mom indulges in the psychosis instead of getting him some real fucking treatment.
Liberal women, imagine that, making the problem worse. I only keep the long hair because it is pretty much my last shred of being trans. I'm tired of being trans. I wish I never brainwashed myself. I can't cut my hair now, as it would be an embarrassing defeat, and it might be a concerning change of character that could get me reported. I just always get in my way. I will probably chop it on the day of the attack. I regret being trans. I wish I was a girl. I just know I cannot achieve that body with the technology we have today. I also can't afford that.
Yeah. Listen, I don't think we'll ever have the technology to turn men into women and women into men. No matter how much you want it to happen, there's more to it than just a couple of cosmetic surgeries.
Totally a MAGA right winger. Yeah, that's why you right. Kill Donald Trump on the banana clip.
Yeah. I mean, dude, this is just like I'm sorry, dude. You have to like. I know it's been funny because there was like some pretty prominent right wingers out there saying that we should. They're in favor of like red flag laws now. Like, if I were selling firearms, I don't think I would need a law to tell me not to sell something to this fucking lunatic when he comes in. Like, I reserve the right to refuse service to somebody. I'm not giving a tranny a gun. He's either going to kill himself with it or he's going to kill a bunch of kids.
And you
like
can always
90% of the time. What's their suicide rate?
Yeah, it's like 50%, just short of 50%, 48%, I think. But,
so like I wouldn't in good conscience sell a tranny a gun. Now I'm not a fan of these red flag laws where they're just like, oh yeah, like crazy people can't have guns. How do you define crazy? Because I'm sure I qualified for crazy from 2020 to 2023 or something. By denying the science, and we got to get into the CDC stuff too in a little bit. But this is just, I mean, it's pretty interesting to watch the left's doing their typical thing. It's the guns, it's the guns, it's the guns. But is it, or is it the trans? And then they're like, well, I saw, is it Stephen King? He's like, well, yeah, but clearly this person's psychotic, and a gun in the hands of a psychotic person is going to be very dangerous. And it's pretty interesting to watch them. I think he's saying he's psychotic for different reasons other than the fact that he's trans. Like, you can be trans and not psychotic, but he just happened to be trans and also psychotic. I would disagree. I would have to disagree on that. I think thinking you're a woman trapped in a man's body makes you a delusional lunatic. I think it should be treated as such instead of, I mean, any other like, if it was like a paranoid schizophrenic or something, you don't indulge in their delusions.
And effectively, that's what it is. I mean, it's schizophrenia.
Like, it's unbelievable to their own detriment. Like, it's not good for them, and it's not good for the rest of society. Why are we doing this? Where's the upside? It's all just so fucking ridiculous. And like, you're not going to get, like, banning guns is not the answer. I don't understand why they're so against having armed security at schools and things like that. Because more guns just means more death. Yeah. Okay. What happens as soon as somebody goes into one of these buildings and starts shooting people? What do? You call people with guns to come stop them, right? So wouldn't it make more sense to just have the people already there on the scene? Oh yeah. So I had a post, visibility limited, on Twitter when I posted that should we classify these trannies as mentally deranged, or you want to keep lionizing these lunatics? I guess you're not allowed to call them trannies or something.
Yes,
tranny. Or that they're
is,
mentally deranged.
yes, tranny is a bad word. It's a wordy dirt.
Okay. All right. So I got flagged for that. My post was, you couldn't comment on it, you couldn't like it, you couldn't share it. So I reposted a screenshot of it, and you can like and share that if you want. I mean, I'm sorry, dude. This is just, it's so clear. I mean, it's always like he was on our radar. Like, this guy had a whole fucking YouTube channel of like weird shit. I don't know what, like, your kid is a fucking lunatic, dude. What are these parents doing?
they're taking them to therapists and enabling them to become more insane instead of behaving like parents and disciplining and guiding and directing kids. They just let kids do whatever the fuck they want. So I was reading. Apparently, all of these guns were purchased recently. All right, so this is another one of those things where, like, if you look at the kit that this kid had, the handgun, rifle, shotgun, like the extended magazine, the banana clip style magazines, like all of the different stuff, that's easily $8,000 worth of stuff. And I mean, that's like, I'm saying $6,000 to $8,000 around here, where guns and stuff are pretty cheap. In Minneapolis, I doubt guns are as cheap as they are around here. So where'd this kid get like $8,000 to $10,000 for all of this stuff, and somehow was allowed to purchase all of this all within the last couple months? Or, you know, like, there are actually laws and gun control things that are on the books that this should have been flagged, because they said it was all purchased legally. So
Yeah.
these types of transactions should have been flagged. There should have been a hold put on them, or like something. Like, we don't need to get rid of the guns. We don't need more gun control laws. They just need to actually enforce the shit that's there. And also, why is it every fucking time? This is the same shit with Uvalde. That dude had bought 2 very expensive guns. I mean, and we had and also took pictures of the receipts and sent them to somebody on Facebook. That was interesting too. But they never would tell who that person that received the Facebook messages or the pictures. Anyway, not
Was
big
that tranny too?
Non-binary.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But non-confirmed. They really did a good job of covering up the Uvalde stuff. But like, every time they've gotten a bunch of guns that there's no way they should have been able to afford in a very short period of time. Like, what? None of that makes sense. Especially, like, I got flagged one time and wasn't allowed to buy a gun because there was a report that said I was behind on my child support.
Yeah, well, it's like
you're telling me a gun-happy fucking Indiana, I got flagged and wasn't allowed to buy a gun because of possibly being behind on my child support. And this kid buys 3 very expensive ones within a very short period of time. Like,
yeah, usually you had to wait like at least a month or something between purchases. If I remember, like Chicago was like that. I could buy like one and then I had to wait a couple months and then I could get another one. Couldn't buy anything like what he was sporting in some of those, like those 30-round magazines and stuff.
it's just there's just too much. Oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. You just think, well, when every single motherfucking time the entire setup looks exactly the same, and there's a lot of suspicious shit for anybody that actually like owns and buys guns and knows how this process works. There's a lot of stuff that's fucked up about all of this every single motherfucking time. So it's hard not to be.
Yeah. Do you think the whole trans thing is to just turn people against the trannies?
Oh man,
I mean, if this was the Biden administration, they would have hidden that fucking info. Like, it took us like a year before we found out that one shooter was a trans.
Did they overplay their hand, and then the left realized, holy shit, these people are actually fucking insane, and decided, yeah, time to throw them under the bus? That would put a whole other twist on the conspiracy theory side of stuff. It's like the progressive movement realized that trannies were such a problem that they couldn't stay behind them, so that they had to find a way to like alienate them and turn the entire populace against them. That's fucking nuts.
No, they're doing a good job. Yeah, that's the only way that they can cut bait with the trans community and save face.
Yeah, it turns out you can cut your penis off, but you can't cut yourself off from the trans community.
Yeah. Well, I think, I don't know. I mean, this is just a pretty good indication that maybe the treatment that they're getting is not beneficial to them.
Well, then you
They
get
don't
all
seem to be happy. This kid was, I mean, he said so himself. It's like, fuck, I wish I didn't do this.
Didn't the Nashville one have similar, or the Covington shooter have similar stuff? Like what little bit of that, because that manifesto got leaked and then got taken down, but like what little bit was out there didn't seem like that kid was particularly happy with her transition either. Like,
yeah, I mean, obviously they're fucking kid. These are not. They don't need to be transitioned. They need to be fucking. They need to be helped. These are mental fucking disorders, and slapping a pair of tits on some dude is not going to fix whatever is going on in his mind. It's just I can't believe it's gotten this far. I really can't. I don't know why we fucking, there's all these politicians carrying water for them. Who's that Minneapolis mayor who's like, if you're using this as an excuse to go after the trans community, there's something wrong with you.
Have more guns in America than we have people. The reality is that we have these assault rifles that can reel off 30 clips in conjunction with a magazine before the person even needs to reload. The reality is that these guns make their way into cities across America by the trunk.
30 clips.
30 clips in conjunction with the magazine.
Conjunction with the magazine. What the fuck does that even mean?
I don't know, but we should ban that. Let's ban that, Justin. Problem solved. Ban whatever the fuck that thing's called. 30 clips in conjunction. Dude, these people have no idea what they're talking about. Imagine just being this ignorant on a subject. 30 clips in conjunction with the magazine. Assault weapons. They never define what that is. And of course, dude, the worst school shooting, I think, in history was probably Virginia Tech, done with 2 handguns.
Yeah, remember when
most of these so-called mass shootings are done with handguns?
Remember when the director of the ATF couldn't even disassemble a pistol?
Oh yeah, yeah, I do remember making fun of that guy on the fucking show. It's just, man, is it unbelievable that they know so little, and yet they're out there fucking rambling like they have fucking something important to say. Listen, dude. Banning guns is not only is it not the answer, but it's just out of the question. It's impossible. We might as well just say, let's ban all like evil thoughts.
Well, and then you got, of course, making his obligatory appearance anytime there's a school shooting. We got David Hogg.
Donald Trump has the power to do something about this. After Parkland, he repeatedly said, you guys are cowards. You're not going to do anything because you're afraid of the NRA. We need to do something about guns. That is what he said. And then he met with the NRA and did nothing. Why? Because he is a coward. And my message to Donald Trump is that you are a coward, sir. You are not going to do anything about this issue because you are terrified of the NRA, even though you have the power to save tens of thousands of lives. You were the strongest president in modern American history with a chokehold over your party and both chambers of Congress. You have the power to end this, but you are not going to because you're a damn coward.
I gotta say, I didn't think. I'm a little impressed that he has the testosterone to grow a beard.
Think he hit up like 4 hymns.
Ah, God, the one. that kid is just so fucking annoying, man. It's just so, like, imagine making a career off of the deaths of all your fucking fellow students. And he wasn't even at the school or something, right?
Yeah, he rode his bike to get there.
God, he's such a fucking posing faggot. The NRA, dude, NRA is like the biggest boogeyman after like the Koch brothers or something to Democrats. It's just like, I don't think about the NRA ever. Not once, as it, like, until they bring it up. They don't have any influence on this stuff. It really, like, I don't know. There's just nothing. It's just the dumbest, literally the dumbest thing. I have a handful of firearms that are sitting in a closet somewhere in the United States. They're never gonna go shoot up a school. It's just not gonna happen. I don't know what, maybe something went wrong in the manufacturing of these guns that just made them go psychotic and shoot up poor little kids while they're at church. It's a tool. All it does is, what does a gun do? It pushes it pushes a pin, a piece of metal into another piece of metal and throws that piece of metal forward at high velocity. It's a fucking tool. Just like any other tool. Yeah, they're dangerous. But it's not the tool. It's the person wielding the tool. And yeah, if you're gonna fucking indulge delusional psychotic people in their psychotic delusions, and
so they act like the NRA is some big boogeyman. Over the last 4 election cycles, the NRA has spent an average of about $650,000 in political contributions.
Yeah,
that's it.
Nothing.
That's nothing. That's not even cracking like top 100. They are an afterthought.
Yeah, Kamala Harris spent $1 billion in like a couple of months.
Right.
90 days. Okay. Anyway, yeah, it's just I don't know. I guess there's just never going to be any movement on this. It just seems like I don't know. Again, I don't know why they're so against armed security. That to me is like, okay, if you want to work on your banning your 30 clips in conjunction with magazine guns, go ahead and work on that. In the meantime, how about we have some people around that can end these? Dude, remember that kid in the mall that fucking popped that dude from like 30 yards or like,
yeah, just
100 yards away. It was 150 yards. It was like a long fucking shot.
I mean, it was in a mall. It's the the place where all the dining.
Yeah, the food courts or whatever.
Food court. That's what it's called. I don't know why I was drawing a blank on that. Yeah, it was in a food court. Like it wasn't super far away, but it was. Yeah, I mean, not like a. It wasn't like he was standing right next to him, but like, yeah, saw the guy walk in, drew, dropped him, like, boom, boom, done. Yeah. Well, and like in this particular instance, the guy didn't even get into the school. Like they keep the doors locked during mass and everything. He was shooting from outside, and so like good security goes a long way. Like, yes, it's tragic, 2 kids got shot, but still, like. A lot of these like videos, you see them where they actually are able to get into the places because those places don't do anything to protect their kids. Maybe like the schools should protect the kids. I've never understood that because all of the schools that my kids go to, you have to walk up and like get buzzed in. You're not just like walking into any of these schools.
Well, and I mean, they keep growing these fucking bureaucracies with administrators this and administrator that. How about some fucking, they don't have to be in uniform, like walking around with, with their firearms, but they could be, there could be a perimeter around the fucking school. Like, how hard would that be to do? What would that cost? Have a couple of off-duty cops, a couple of on-duty, I don't know, whatever. I'm sure you could crowdfund that too. Like, hey, parent.
All of the schools around here have at least one resource officer on location at all times.
What would that cost per parent? Like $5 a month? Is your kid's safety worth that? Like, it's only how long are they in school for? Like 6 hours a day or something? Okay. So you got a couple of retired fucking military dudes walking the perimeter, making sure no fucking trannies are prowling around. In addition to other like crackheads or some shit, just keeping the fucking riffraff out. Oh, we can't do that because more guns just means more death, Justin. It's all just so fucking retarded. It's so fucking retarded. There's not going to be a panacea to this thing. but we could easily make some adjustments, and the kids would be a lot safer. Anyway, but yeah, let's ban the guns. That it's just a physical impossibility, logistical impossibility. It's never going to get anywhere, no matter how many kids get shot tragically. Again, it's just like this juvenile approach to it. But they get to get out there. Klobuchar was out there saying the same fucking thing, and that makes them good people because they want to do something, but Donald Trump doesn't. And those evil Republicans, they cling to their guns and their Bibles, and they're happy to their thoughts and prayers. I mean, like they're going after the prayer now too. Anyway, it is tragic. I know we got to wrap soon because you got a hard out.
Yep. Speaking of school and kids, I have to take a kid to the school. He's got our Stephanie's nephew who's living with us. This is his first time being a real like kid, getting to go to school like for real normally and participate and stuff. And so he's doing FFA and some other stuff and really enjoying it. So they've got I think the first football game is tonight, and the FFA is doing a big thing before the game. So I got to take him up there here in about, I need to leave in like 10 minutes max. So you got time for one more thing. What do you want?
Let's do a shithole Chicago. Well, first let's while you get that queued up, go check out the Expat Money Summit, October 10th through the 12th. They're a dear friend of the show. I know Mikkel. I've known him for a few years now, and he is a genius when it comes to securing your freedom abroad. If you need to relocate south of the border, if you need to eliminate some of those brutal taxes that these motherfuckers in Washington, D.C. keep imposing on you, or maybe you're looking for some alternative investment strategies, this will all be covered in this year's Expat Money Summit. You can reserve your free ticket online today at expatmoneysummit.com. There'll be some great talks there, some great speakers. Ron Paul, Tom Woods, Tom Luongo will be there. You just go check out the list of people, but it's a great resource, and there's nobody better when it comes to navigating all of the world's different fucking rules and regulations when it comes to rearranging your lifestyle to maximize your liberty and your freedom. So make sure you have your plan B in place. This year will be in Latin America. And you can take it from me. You don't want to do this flying by the seat of your pants. You're just going to make things more difficult than they need to be. So go check them out. And yeah, October 10th to the 12th. It's not loud enough. Crank it.
Broken down buildings, ain't no place to go, but the music keeps playing in shithole Chicago.
So yeah, here we go. Brandon Johnson is he's been in the news a lot lately. I guess there's some sort of budget showdown between the Chicago Public Schools and him. He was trying to borrow like a bunch of money, or get a bunch of borrowing authority passed in the budget. But here we go. He has an excuse for everything.
Last night, Mayor Johnson pushed back on the critics, saying previous CPS leaders took on even greater borrowing.
These individuals were reckless. Let's call it like it is. When you put a black man in charge of a city, all of a sudden, everybody wants to be elected.
Is he forgetting that they had a black lesbian in charge of the city before him? Like,
apparently. But I just love this. He's like, oh, look at all these reckless motherfuckers that put us in this debt, and now I want to double down on their reckless behavior, and you won't let me do it because I'm black. It's like, no, dude, you just said it. It was reckless. We're fucked. We're fucked because of that reckless behavior. We need to stop doing it. It has nothing to do with the fact that you're black. Dude, it's so fucking... It's not this get out of jail free card that they think it is anymore. It's not fucking 20 years ago. You can't just cry fucking, oh, it's just because I'm black. They won't let me borrow a bunch of money. They let all these white guys do it before me. It's like, yeah, and look at the position it put us in. So now, yeah, the spigots are off. Well, not really, but they're trying to turn off a little bit of the spigots. And then, so I guess they passed, they did pass the budget today, I saw, but without the borrowing authority that he was looking for. I don't have a lot of the details on it, but it was not a good day for him. So I guess they managed to pass the budget without giving him all this money that he's trying to borrow to kind of close some of these gaps in these pensions and things that have fucked over Chicago and blown holes in their budgets. But the other big news is that Donald Trump wants to help with the crime in Chicago the way he's helping in DC.
Would you also like to get federal funding to help put 5,000 more cops on the street in Chicago? Would that help drive down crime?
Well, look, policing by itself is not the full strategy.
No, I understand that. You've talked about the other things you want, and I said those are good and important programs, but I'm asking also, would 5,000 more police officers on the street in Chicago be helpful to go along with all of those social programs that a lot of cities are engaging in and having success with?
Well, look, here's the best way I can put it, Joe, is that in the 90s when I was in high school, we had 3,000 more police officers and we had 900 people being murdered every single year in Chicago. It's just not policing alone. Of course, we want more detectives.
I know it's not policing alone, but I know it's not policing alone. You've told me everything else you want. I'm curious, and this does come down to an ideological difference between people. Do you believe that the streets of Chicago would be safer if there were more uniformed police officers on the streets of Chicago?
I believe the city of Chicago and cities across America would be safer if we actually had, affordable housing. Look,
okay. That's not the question I asked. My question is, and I just need a yes or a no, do you believe the streets of Chicago would be safer if you got all of those other extraordinary programs put back into place, which do have a history of being successful, if that's complemented by having 5,000 more cops on the streets of Chicago?
I don't believe that we should narrow it down to just police officers, Joe, is what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ, dude. Do you just want to kill yourself? Maybe that's his plan. Just get everybody to fucking kill themselves.
That goes on for another 2 minutes.
2 minutes or something. How many times did he ask him? Like 4 times in the first 2 minutes. He's like, well, it's not the only answer. I don't believe policing is the only answer. Obviously. Okay, well, maybe not obviously. I can't speak for black people in America, but yeah, I would think having more police on the streets would make it safer. Is it going to make it less safe? Like that, dude, that's just such an easy question to say yes. Of course, he won't say yes because Donald Trump is sending. Is he actually sending? I don't know. He wants to send the National Guard over there. I don't know exactly where they've ended up on this, but he doesn't want more police apparently. So again, I mean, you ask yourself if more police is not the answer, is less police the answer? With less police on, if more police makes it more dangerous, because he refused to answer this as if it would. It's a simple yes or no. Would it be better to have police, 5,000 more police on the streets or not? We need affordable housing. Okay. I think like Chicago's got a lot. Like there's some homeless people there, but most people have houses.
Apparently they are planning to mobilize the National Guard to Chicago.
Yeah. And there was a there was a letter to the editor of the Chicago Tribune of somebody saying that they wanted this to happen. I didn't have time to read the whole thing. But yeah, I mean, obviously more cops on the streets would be beneficial to stopping crime. That's just such an easy yes to say. Like, why can't he do that?
Then he would be admitting that the police union might have been onto something whenever they were trying to back the police guy on a Law and Order ticket, and the teachers union just happened to have more money and got Brandon Johnson elected.
Dude, it's just you just come off looking like an absolute fucking buffoon. Like, who's going to take you seriously? Who's going to take you seriously? It's the easiest yes or no question. Dude, I can't even believe that Joe Scarborough was going at him like that. It was like the only time I enjoyed Joe Scarborough. I was like, yeah, this is like, you think it's a fucking layup of a question. You're like, yeah, we need more police. We need more money for police. And that's why I'm trying to get this budget pat, blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Something like that would be fine.
Yeah. Should have been easy. No brainer.
Should have been fucking easy, but you just can't admit it because I guess, those cops are just going to want to hunt black guys down in the streets because they're just white supremacist cops. And that opens the door for Donald Trump to send in the National Guard. Well, it's like, dude, get your shit under control.
It should have been an easy no-brainer, and instead, Brandon Johnson proved that he doesn't have a brain.
Right. But it's just like, dude, it makes you just look so bad. So bad when you can't, like, you're clearly not operating in good faith. It's like, well, that's not the only answer. It's like, yeah, I get it. You've said all the other things. I'll give you all those other things. Would you also like 5,000 more cops? And apparently the answer is no. Doesn't want it. Okay. But I'm sure he walks around with plenty of security, doesn't he?
No doubt.
All right. So that's your shithole Chicago for the week. Anybody over there? I've been saying for more than 5 years now, get the fuck out. I good luck over there. Good luck with that guy and the rest of your fucking city's problems. I gave up on it a long time ago. It's a shame. Could have been a nice city, but they've ruined it. And yeah, that's it, dude. Have a nice weekend, everybody. Thank you for listening. We will be back on Tuesday with a brand new episode for you. And no,
Friday.
What?
Remember, I'm having a CAT scan done.
Oh, that's right. Maybe I'll be back on Tuesday. I think I'm going to do a solo episode. That's right.
Yeah, I won't be available again until Friday.
What's the date on that? Okay. But yes, there will be 2 episodes next week, regardless. But we'll have to do without the Hillbilly Boy until a week from today, and then we'll do a happy hour that Friday.
Hell yeah.
And until then, you guys know what to do. Just keep on peddling that so-called fiction. Peace.